actually asked my brother, why do you peck and beef girls?
If you live in them ends, you're one of them.
Yo, man, that was a trailer for a new movie that, Heather B and Tracy, you know me, I'm a hard critic on movies, but when I get caught up on a movie that just takes me on an adventure and I feel like I'm living vicariously through the characters, and this movie that we're talking about right now is really based on a reality in the sense of how young folks are coming up in Southeast London right now. And the movie is called Bluestory. And the story behind Bluestory is so fascinating that I wanted to get one of the main actors, Michael Ward, who you may know as Jamie from Top Boy. He's on the line. And the film's writer, director, and narrator, the one and only Rapman, is on the line. Give him a big round of applause, man. Come on. Rapman.
We love it.
Fuck, yo. This is crazy. Yo,
London in the building.
London in the building. Oh, man, I'm so fascinated with London, to be quite honest with you, because of the parallels, that parallel lives that we all live. And I want to start with you, Rapman. Your story reminds me a lot of John Boyega, who came up in Peckham, and where this whole film is really kind of based around that district. But your story is really unique in itself, how you come to be this critically acclaimed director, highly sought after, and you came from this area where a lot of folks, when they say the rose grew out of the concrete, you truly that rose that grew out of the concrete. But it started for you before your name, absolutely. Your name got big on your own accord, man. Real quick, can you tell our audience how it is that you came to be recognized through the YouTube series that you started?
Well, basically, that's when I was just younger. I grew up listening to Biggie, Pat, Jay-Z, Nas, like back in the day when storytelling rap was just like, it was gold dust, It was like for me, every album, there was always a storytelling track, and I noticed that there was never any visual to the storytelling track. Like Biggie, Give Me the Loot, there was never no visual to it, and there wasn't a really official video until a week ago. And so I remember thinking, when I start rapping, I'm going to do visuals to my story. So literally when I started rapping, I started directing short films and videos to this. So I've done that for ages, like for years, and some connected, some didn't. And the fan base started growing a little bit and a little bit and a little bit and a little bit until I done one called Shadow Story in 2018. Mm-hmm. And then that one just hit crazy. That one hit different, man. Like, everyone loved it. People from all over the world was hitting me up. And, I got contacted by TV production companies, film production companies, Jay-Z, like everybody. Like, literally, within the space of like a week of bringing that part 3 to the trilogy, I felt like the whole world contacted me. It was crazy because I didn't think it was ever going to happen. When you've been doing it for so long, you just do it for love now. I wasn't thinking it was going to get anywhere. Yeah. So anyway, we done that. After the Shadow Story done well and everyone contacted me, everyone wanted to have offers for me. But I said, look, I've got this script here. So, I want to make a movie, because I wrote that script years before I done Shadow Story. And then we sent out the script on a Monday, and come Friday, we had studios and a bidding war for it. And I suppose the rest is history. Wow. And here we are.
Yo, they even had Heather. We just interviewed Jeffrey Katzenberg from Quibi, and I know that that's your guy, real good dude. I know he was knocking on your door as well, but you didn't do that deal, right?
Yeah. No, you know what? We did do the deal. We actually done the deal. Like, I love Jeffrey Katzenberg and that, man. They gave me a lot of money.
Okay.
So we done a good deal, and I wrote something really good for them. I'm not sure when they're doing that one because I kind of got it in a bit after their launch, but yeah, I'm still in good contact and good friends with Katzenberg and that.
Wait, hold on one second. I want to talk. The movie, you faced a lot of adversities, doubters, you've had controversy, and then this Bluestory made history as the highest grossing British urban film, as they call it, of all time. You didn't do that by yourself, but you got a lot of naysayers though in the process. What is that about? I remember reading an interview where you talked about these lives and characters that you are portraying have, so many layers to it. Everybody who may have gone into the drug trade or became a ghetto boy, so to speak, doesn't mean that they're a bad person. And through all those naysayers, you still wanted to fight and tell these stories. How did you not let that get you down, and why do you think these stories are so important?
I think when you're creative and you can't really let anybody's opinion get to you, or you'll never get started, man. So, many years ago, people would have never thought I'd be on Sway in the morning. You know what I'm saying? But it happened. For me, the story was based on my life. It was based on how I grew up and what I witnessed growing up. So I needed to tell that story. I remember reading an interview from John Singleton where he said Boys in the Hood was a movie he was born to make, and I felt like that's how I felt with Bluestory, and I felt like I needed to get this story out, and it didn't matter all the people that didn't want me to do it and all the people that offered me other deals to leave it. I still wanted to go ahead with it, and once I get my hands or my heart set on something, it's gonna take God himself to come down. Only he can tell me not to do it, man. Other than that, I'm doing what I want to do, man. I wanted to get it done, and it worked out.
Okay. Man, Rapman is here. Michael Ward is here. Tracy G, go for it.
Rapman, and maybe, Michael, you can add to this, too. We have so many folks, our listeners, who want to be in the entertainment industry and be directors, be producers. We're seeing a lot of folks that want to have these roles that are behind the scenes. Can you speak on some questions that you should ask when you are in a meeting with someone like a Quibi or a Netflix? Because a lot of people get very kind of shooken up at the idea of negotiating or being with these big brands that they've only dreamed of, but now they have to really look at them as potential business partners and don't know the right questions because they're so starstruck.
Do you wanna go in first, Mike?
No, it's you, man. I ain't had that kind of meeting yet.
Basically. All right, cool. It's funny. I've sat down with Quibi and sat down with basically all the companies. And you know what it was? I always walked in there with my own confidence because I've done so much by myself independently online and just YouTube to get their attention, for them to call me to come into their office. I always walked in there like, well, guys, you guys called me to come in here. And if you called me to come in here, you obviously seen what I see in myself. So we have to do this as a partnership, or I'll just go back to doing it by myself and continue in the path that I've been there. And I always walk in with that mentality. That's why I think it's important that you always go into them offices with some sort of value. You should build up your own value first before you go to them. Because if you go into there without any value, they are really going to treat you less than what you deserve. And I think you should ask, the benefit for both parties when you go in there. I always ask them, how much, ownership will I have? How much ownership will I have over this? If I give this to you, will I never have it again? And if I'm giving my idea and my work to you 100% ownership, I need a big compensation for giving away something that I created with my whole body and heart. So I always think it's important to make sure that the deal is beneficial for both parties, because it's business at the end of the day. It's never going to be 100% great for you and not for somebody else. It's always got to be someone meeting in the middle. So for me, every time I've sat down with any of the companies, Netflix, Apple, Amazon, I've probably been in the room with everyone, and I always try to make it clear it's got to be beneficial for us all, man. And I go in there with what I've already achieved, and sometimes it works out great, and sometimes it doesn't, and if it didn't work out, I figured it wasn't meant to be.
Right.
Man, these guys we got on the phone line with us, they're huge, HB, really, Rapman has been putting it down, and he got bars. We're going to get onto those bars in a second. He got a lot of bars that he spit, but, we'll talk about that in a second. But Michael Ward, bro, I'm a big Top Boy fan, and your portrayal of Jamie is cult following legendary. And congratulations to you, man. It's it's what I love about even Bluestory is this story isn't just Southeast London. It's Cleveland, it's Oakland, global. California, where I'm from. It's in Brazil. It's all over the world. These characters.
Global, man.
and it's global, to your point. And you tweeted something. You said, I'm saying this now. I have a personal problem if you're in the UK from the 22nd and don't see Bluestory movie that weekend. You could take this as a joke, but when I start moving different, you can see this as a reference. No excuses. Count. I do not want to hear it. Love you. All right, but why was that important for you to say? Like, why did you needed to go public with that, and did you end up cutting off anybody who didn't go see the movie?
I'll be real, man. I just wanted to encourage everyone to go and watch it in that opening weekend, because that opening weekend is so important. I think people don't really realize when they're not involved in film and TV that, like, well, I didn't even know the importance of it until Rapman had showed me like how important it is in terms of how long it will stay in the cinema screens and stuff like that. So I feel like I needed to say that so people knew that this ain't a joke to us, man. And obviously, it's my first film. Like that was my first feature film. My first film, really. I ain't really done no short films or anything like that. So, yeah, man, I kind of just wanted all my people to see it. And at that point as well, I was in New York as well, just filming, so I couldn't actually be out there and, you know, be with the people and just like to be with them while they're going to watch my movie. So I kind of just had to put an extra bit out there just to encourage people to watch the movie, man. So yeah, I just felt like it was important. I mean, I really cut anyone off like that because most people did go and watch it that weekend that I can really focus on, that my immediate family, my immediate friends, unless they really couldn't go and watch it, they went and watched it, man. Like the support's been crazy for me and for the film. So I'm just glad to have this kind of support system in the UK. And yeah, man, it's just a blessing, honestly.
This guy won a BAFTA Rising Star Award, have to be, and he went to he's a BAFTA winner, and at the after party, you had like Hollywood, you had Quentin Tarantino, Robert De Niro, Joaquin Phoenix,
up. What's up.
And they had to recognize him. You know, he was recognized by these notable filmmakers and actors, Michael. And this is big for not just being, for the black community, but for the Jamaican black community as well. That you're recognized. I like this movie because of the nuances in the relationships, and what you guys focus on is the cyclical behavior we have in our communities, where we end up at war and we end up enemies within a 5-block radius, within a zip code, and it keeps continuing and continue. It's like we're trapping ourselves almost. And your narration, Rapman, is the thread of the whole movie, and it forces people to think. Are you hoping that this movie is a tool to kind of get us to start thinking on a higher vibration, especially in the black communities or disenfranchised communities?
Yeah, man. That was always, I remember saying always, if it makes one person to change their path, if they're heading into a path of gang life, crime, or picking up weapons or anything illegal, and it changes their mind, then it's a win. Because remember, I came from that same world. So if I didn't come through with any silver spoon, I didn't come through with any sort of connection, so I just worked on what I loved and got here. So it's a motivation in the story itself and in just my own journey. And I just wanted people to realize, look, there's other ways you can go, and if you do go down that way, these are some of the results that could happen, So I just hope everyone in general sees that it's kind of all a waste of time, that whole street thing. It don't really lead to anywhere. I can see the enticement to it when you're younger, but, really and truly in hindsight, it's not going to lead to anywhere positive.
There's a character named Switcher in a movie that I wondered if you identify with his character, because Switcher was the leader of a gang, and watched a bunch of Switcher, and then there was Matter too. Matter is the one that ended up becoming a teacher, right? I want to tell the whole story. Correct? Became an instructor.
Yeah, he gave a Matter's the one that he kind of came out on the better side of it all. Yeah.
Do you identify with that? Because Matter was the leader of a gang. He watched his young homies die in his arms and changed his whole life. Do you relate to that character, or that's something?
Yeah, I think every character I wrote, there's something in me that I can relate to, and I did want you to see some positives. And I figured Madder coming out on the end and trying to give back to the youth, I think that's the part I relate to myself. Like, I always try and, any movies I do, I try to put unknown talent in the film and try to give people that's not actors. Like, for example, the person who plays Madder was heavy in the streets at one point, and now he's a professional actor because of the movie. So,
oh, that's dope.
To me, guys, what you've learned, trust me, like, so for me, giving back to the people is always, I think that's everything. I think anytime you get ahead, you should be trying to give back somehow. For me, I try to give opportunities and I try to give hope, and that's what the Madder character kind of symbolized to me. He learned from the error of his ways.
Oh, man. Rapman is here. Michael Ward is here. HB, you want to holler at him?
I do. What's up, y'all? Thank you for calling into the show. I'm always
Thank you.
I'm always curious about, like, the downtime when your phone ain't ringing, when ain't nobody really checking for your project, but you putting out the work and you grinding every day, you know, and you pitching ideas and doing different stuff, and people just saying, nah, not right now, whatever. How do you stay positive? And this is for both of y'all. How do you stay positive and stay upbeat during that time when you feel like, I mean, because we all do it for the love, but sometimes your love needs some money. You know, it's like, I got to try to make this work. How do you stay positive during those times?
You're Mike, gonna go first.
Yeah, for me, I guess I just focus on what I just focus on myself, man. Like, to be honest, this is what it is, man. Like, the main thing is that you recognize that, because a lot of people don't recognize that. You know, they don't recognize that people aren't shouting them in these kind of times, but are shouting them a lot when they just put something out or they're doing something that everyone can see. So in this time, I just spend time focusing on myself so I can have more moments like that and just don't get. I guess you got to treat each moment like just a part of the journey, really. Like, even when I won the BAFTA and stuff like that, I mean, it's an amazing moment, but it's a moment, you know. We celebrate it and then we move on, and that's how I just keep going, man, because that's the only way I can progress and learn. So yeah, man, I just spend this time now to see how I can improve myself and get into more positions of success. And yeah, once I'm focusing on myself, other people, they can't really faze me, man, and that's very very important, I feel like, because before it wasn't like that. I never had this kind of mindset. I remember when I started with modeling and stuff like that, I'd done one shoot, and the next shoot after that wouldn't be for another 4 or 5 months. I've been thinking like, raw. So only when I'm shooting, that's when people want to shout at me, and it would have a negative impact on how I want to progress. You know what I'm trying to say? I couldn't think positively. But now, when you focus on yourself and you focus on constantly getting better, you can only really think positively, and then it impacts the rest of your being, really, like with everything, not just in your craft or whatever, just positive within life, and just when you're spreading that, everything else around you just becomes kind of positive, really. Yeah, so that's just what I focus on. Focus on being positive for myself and my family.
Dropping gems, kid. I like that.
Gem on them.
Yeah.
What about you, Rapman?
Based for me, yeah, you know what it was for me, you know, I didn't really have nothing else going on in my life, like, that was positive. So I was doing this thing for 5 years straight. Now, I'm not talking about 5 years. I'm talking about every month I would release something, trying to get ahead. And, you know, I remember getting told from family and friends, you know, maybe it's time to do something else because it's been 2-3 years and nothing come out of it. But
yeah,
I just didn't have anything else going on for me other than negative stuff. So the only positive thing I had was that. So other than the fact I loved it, it was the only thing that I could maybe say to my oldest son, you know what, your dad's a rapper, you know, your dad tells stories. So, you know, and he's like, yeah. So when his friends would ask him at school, what does his dad do? He would say, my dad's a rapper, his dad tells stories. But if I didn't have that, he'll be saying, my dad's a hustler, or my dad's this. And I just didn't want him to see me in a bad light, you know. So what I was doing, I just carried on doing it, even if it meant the only payment was that my kids see me something more than just a guy that's doing street stuff.
Man, we got Rapman and Michael Ward here. They saying Michael Ward is the new leading man of coming out of the UK. Man, that's a big title to have, bro. You know, what you want me to tell Idris?
This is cool, man. You know, he's got to let the young bulls come through, man.
Yeah,
that's you know, it just is the one that's made this kind of possible, man. You know, by crossing over to the States, he's enabled us to dream like that. I mean, I know it's possible because of someone like Idris, you know. So always big love and respect. But yeah, man, we coming, man. We're coming. You know, it's just I just gotta put the work in, really. But yeah, that's all it is. That's all it is, man. I just want to work with the greats, bro. That's it. I just want to work with the greats, keep working, keep doing good, and just inspire people, bro, man. And once I do that, I guess I'm just gonna keep going, speaking to people like you. You know what I'm trying to say.
Let's get it, man. We allies, man. I love what y'all doing. I'm getting chills. You know, it's interesting because the way I found out about gigs is through John Boyega, and he came by the show. Man, I don't even know how many years ago, and we were just picking his brain about where did you grow up, man? Where did you come from? And you even mentioned him, you know, in a great way. Y'all make reference to how he was able to come out of Peckham in the movie. So to the characters, he's an inspiration. I'm going to play back when he came on the show, I don't know, years ago. I don't even know how many years ago. John Boyega, here it is. So how did you grow up, man?
I grew up in London, born and raised. Both my mum and dad Nigerian. Decided to come to London, start a new life. They had a couple kids. After that, I was raised in Peckham, southeast London, and that's like the suburban area of London. And I was raised in a very cool community of people, mostly minorities. You know, your circumstance does not in any form match to what you want to be.
Yeah.
My reality just did not represent me being in a Star Wars movie or even being an actor because it was just basic.
That is so
poignant. I fully relate that. I fully can hear that.
You can hear that, right?
He said that loud.
He said
that
real
loud. Yeah, that's the part of London that, for example, I grew up in. You don't even think you could even get on the phone with someone like you. You don't even think you can make a movie. It just doesn't even. It's not even in your subliminal. It just doesn't exist. That's what. Yeah, it's for somebody else. That's for someone else on the other side of the track. So. You know, I fully hear what John was doing there, what he was saying there.
Yeah, and I think it is why, like, and by the way, Bluestory was also won Best Film at the 2020 Emmy Awards. Congratulations on that. But I played that because I think when you see this combination, John Boyega, you can see the correlation of him coming out of Peckham, and then you listen to a Rapman story. It only makes sense that you would attract Roc Nation because I'm sure Jay-Z, when he was in Marcy Projects, didn't necessarily know if he would become a billionaire or become this person he's become. When y'all start having conversations about working together, did y'all have that common thread? Was it strictly business, or were y'all able to like swap philosophy and swap stories on how y'all both came up in a similar way? Rapman.
When we first spoke, it was he hit me through FaceTime and he came on the phone unexpectedly. I didn't know he was there. It was his colleague, his friend that called me. And then he came on the phone and said, we need to talk business. I was too shell-shocked to continue the conversation properly because I grew up in Jay-Z, you know. Yeah. But when a few months after that, I went to his home and we spoke for hours in his house, you know, and we spoke about everything. Like, he fully knows my walk of life and he can relate. And I remember him saying to me about Bluestory when we spoke not too long ago. He was telling me that Bluestory reminded him of New Jack City. He reminded him of Menace to Society because, and like, you can see the authenticity in it, and it reminds him of how they was growing up. Mm-hmm. So I think it's crazy. Like, someone as massive as Jay-Z can relate to the story because everyone that didn't come from money straight away has gone through that grind, has gone through that enticement of maybe, you know, going down a different path that wouldn't have been as positive as the one that they ended up in. So that's what I think is powerful about the film, you know. So yeah, Jay loves it, man. He loves that. He understands my background. He understands the route I've gone through, and you know, and yeah, man, we speak about things like that. Like every time I'm over in LA, you know, or you know, we always catch up, and it's always love.
I feel like you be stunting now with them Roc Nation pictures, man. I be seeing a lot of pictures on your Instagram, bro.
you know what? I've got mom. I can't bear it. You know, I'm still starstruck sometimes. Like, even though I'm used to it now, like I've been with them for a couple of years now. But you know, it's always still. I'm still a fan. Like, I remember the last picture we took. He was clouding because I love a picture. I said, "Mate, you're still Jay-Z. Don't." So I ain't forgot that. I ain't forgot that you're Jay-Z. Like, cause even though I speak to him on the regular, I'm speaking to him, you know, he's still an icon, you know. He's still someone that I looked up to when I was younger. So, it's still a big deal, man.
It's important we tell these stories. The soundtrack is incredible. Gigs on it. Buju Banton is on it. Tiny Boost is on it. Digga D. All these different names. Georgia Smith is on it. And you hear these songs. You hear this music. It's like a musical drama that works. Because a lot of times it's hard to combine the two. You know what I mean? And it don't come on. And it don't really mesh. Yeah, this really works, and I really want people to watch it, especially in the States. One of the other things I was curious about is the neighborhoods that you guys were naming, just for clarity, because, you know, we're not from there. So, there's a neighborhood called Dulwich?
Dulwich.
Yeah, okay. Tell me, you hear me, Mike? I'm trying to get it together. Okay, tell me these different neighborhoods. Peckham is a neighborhood. What's some other neighborhoods that we should know?
Deptford, Lewisham, Brixton, the whole of South East London. So Peckham, Lewisham, Woolwich, Brixton, Wharf Road, Elephant and Castle, you know, everywhere in South East London is practically the ghetto. You know, the projects, what you don't call the projects, that's basically what South East London is.
Oh, okay.
So that's why you hear the same story from Giggs and John Boyega and even Downton Idris. You know, everyone like that practically has blown up, has come from some crazy part of South East London. But
Daniel Kaluuya as well, isn't it?
Yeah, Daniel Kaluuya is from Peckham as well. Yeah, Dan's from Peckham as well. So,
crazy.
you know, that's crazy. You know, it is. I think when you come from so little, you either get sucked in or you really want more. And the more that you want, if you get it, you get everything you want. So, yeah.
You like that, Bizzle?
Yeah, because I remember, like, back in the days, and I'm going back to, like, 1990. Y'all probably wasn't even born, but I used to be on tour, and I used to be on tour and traveling with KRS-One and Boogie Down Productions. He was my music mentor, and we used to have shows in different places, and like Brixton was the hood, you know. And I'm just wondering if, like here and say like a Brooklyn where Jay's from and different places that were the hood, you have gentrification happening, and people that was born there can no longer afford to even live in these places where they once grew up. Does the same thing happen over there?
I think that's happened with Brixton, isn't it, Raps?
Yeah, Brixton got gentrified crazy. Brixton was
crazy.
Literally was like Brooklyn. But now, you go there now, it's all £1 million houses here and there. You know what I mean? And a lot of people have been moved out of Brixton. It's actually a sad story what happened to Brixton. You know, it's crazy.
That's crazy.
Man, Rapman is here. Michael Ward is here. This movie is going to be on all digital platforms on May 5th.
Congratulations.
And it's an incredible movie. It's it's incredible. People going to watch this and they're going to want, like, Southeast London is about to be that ting. You know what I mean? They gonna watch this. They gonna watch this, and you know they gonna want to be. It's one of those things. It's that wave that folks are gonna be more curious about what's going on over there. And congratulations, Rapman. I know you did the Paramount deal. You're gonna be directing another project called American Son, which is a remake of that French film A Prophet. Man, your star is shining, brother. You are a beacon of light.
Thank you.
For you able to make
that. Man, thank you.
Absolutely, that transition, and tell our stories. And Michael Ward, the way you acting, man, don't act different when you see us, bro. I know you rising, brother. You know, when the quarantine is over and y'all come back to the States, man, come join us in the studio if that's all right.
No doubt, man. We're there.
100%. I got some projects coming out later this year, man, over in the States and stuff. So hopefully, once this is all done, if I come back over there, we'll talk, man. But yeah, we straight.
Okay, let's get it. And then, Rapman, when you come over, bring them bars with you. You know, we on phone now, so I can't. I know you got that.
He's got something for you, man. He's got something.
We got other interviews to do, so you know.
Man.
Next time for sure.
Okay. All right, it's all good, man.
Five fingers of death, man. We're coming.
Bring it, bro. Hey, because we about to turn that up. We gonna take that to another level. Okay, no waste men get to do the 5 fingers. Okay, all right, man. Give them a round of applause.
I've been wanting to do it.
All right, May 5th, Bluestory. Citizens, watch this movie and watch it with your kids too. It's a great depiction of a lot of our stories, and it's done well. Rapman, congratulations. Michael Ward, congratulations. And I'll see you guys soon, man. Absolutely, and you both are citizens.
Yeah, man.
Sway in the morning, black.
Big up, big up.
Man.
Hey, let's play.
Big up.